How's it going, people? Today I will be talking about Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker. And this was directed by J.J. Abrams, and it stars Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, John Boyega, and along with Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, and a bunch of other people that we all know by now. And look, I'm going to say right off the top that I know that when I initially saw The Last Jedi in movie theaters, I was very high on that movie. I actually gave it a 9 out of 10 on this channel. And unfortunately, though, sometimes when you see a movie more than once, it kind of diminishes over time and how you think of it. And in the case of The Last Jedi, that movie definitely has lowered in my esteem. I was just struck at my initial viewing of how different that movie was. And I felt like it was just like a very different direction to take the Star Wars universe. But now, just looking back at it and really observing what it did to the whole Star Wars universe and this franchise, I do not like that movie. And I would have to say that if I reviewed it today, it would be a 4 out of 10, around there. I mean, I know that is a huge difference, and I don't normally change my view on movies, but with that one, it just is the way that it is. And man, it's a problematic movie, and I am here to say I am sorry for not seeing it at first. So now we have the conclusion to this J.J. Abrams verse trilogy, and this movie is it's pretty messy. It's beautiful. It is an absolutely gorgeous movie, and that is something that J.J. Abrams can really hold high. I feel like he gets the most out of these visuals, where Rian Johnson, I felt like, didn't. But other than that, this is a very hollow, disjointed movie that has leaps of logic, and it really has some serious editing problems. Now, first off, there are a lot of characters in this film, and a lot of storylines interwoven into those characters that really do need to be wrapped up here. And one thing that they don't want to do is remind you too much of the previous film in this franchise, The Last Jedi. And that is a problem, because that was the middle portion. That is where you should have had the most heart. But that movie really didn't. And that is a huge problem, because they try to stuff all of that in this movie with all the character wrap-ups and all of the heart in here, and there's just no time for it. And what you have is a movie that feels so cluttered that it literally feels like two movies just sandwiched into one. And they don't have enough time to really tell the story that they want to tell, so they are just going to breeze through it. And what gets left on the cutting room floor here is a lot of the heartfelt moments, a lot of the character interaction moments that you might want, and a lot of just the soul that would make up this film. And that's a big problem, because I actually feel like that makes some performances struggle here. Specifically, Daisy Ridley's character of Rey and John Boyega's character of Finn. These two characters were characters that I was absolutely looking forward to exploring when it came to The Force Awakens. I actually do really, really enjoy that movie. and I wanted to know more. But now that I do, it just seems like they don't know what to do with these characters, especially Finn. You have a character there that is so kind of, should be conflicted. He was a stormtrooper, and it was the first time that we actually got to see what is underneath that mask, and really they should be exploring what that means to be a stormtrooper at the first half of your life, and then now be part of the resistance, and what does that mean for a person, and what drives that person to make that switch. Not only is that not here, but that is not in any of this entire trilogy. With the exception of one scene in this movie, they do not even address it. And that is a problem. And they don't address it in any of the sequels to The Force Awakens at all, which is just really sad for this character. I like John Boyega, but they just do not know what to do with him. And he just kind of feels aimless. He just kind of just walks around, goes with the flow, and says, what am I supposed to do next? I really feel like that, like John Boyega just goes up on the set and say, okay, what am I supposed to do next? All right, up. And he does that because there is no purpose for his character, really. Daisy Ridley's character of Rey is just a character that's really gotten old with me. She is very, very one note. The feist is strong with this one. She is just such a feisty character and just angry all the time, screaming all the time at everybody, and she barely even cracks a smile. And it's something that I feel like Star Wars has never really done before with any of their characters, and it's for a reason. They need to keep it kind of light, and her character just definitely isn't. She just goes through this movie and The Last Jedi, for that matter, with her teeth grit and talking to her teeth like this the entire time. Along with that, I feel like all of the returning characters from the original trilogy are very underserved here. Specifically Carrie Fisher. I know that there is only so much that you can do with her, but without spoiling anything, when you see what they do with that character, I feel like you're just going to be kind of shaking your head like me and saying, well, why? Why at all? Why at all? Oscar Isaacs returns here as Poe Dameron, and I feel like even more than before, he is just here for the one-liners and the quips. I feel like enough is enough with this character as far as that goes. I want to see some new interesting things with this character, and I just want to give him something to do. And if Han Solo was treated like Poe Dameron is in this particular film, I feel like we would never have an attachment to Han Solo. And let's face it, we all have an attachment to Han Solo. That's why we're here, and we all want to be that guy. So I don't understand why they don't know what to do with him. There's also a lot of retconning in this film. And the matter of fact, even in the opening scroll, there is already a retcon in this movie. And the editing here is pretty bad. I mean, choppy, to say the least. Characters will just appear in a scene that you didn't even know that they were in, and you never saw them get there, and you're just like, oh, okay, he's here. All right, okay. And I just felt that happening again and again and again. This movie feels so edited down from its original running length. It's insane. But a lot of that, and I mean a lot of that, is all things that I think about after this movie took place. Because while I was watching this movie, I actually kind of had fun. And that is because of the fact that this movie is so beautiful and so gorgeous. I can't wait to get it in 4K. I just feel like this is going to be a great one. And really, a lot of the action scenes are some of the best in this entire trilogy. I really do believe that, and I feel like that is what they wanted to focus on here. With the conclusion to any trilogy, a lot of the character drama should already have taken place. And because they want to retcon so many different things and have so much new elements in this movie, I feel like it feels very crammed and forced in here. So the only things that I could really grasp onto were these action scenes, and they were pretty good. And I definitely feel like that is the strongest point in this film. I also believe that, with the exception of the last, say, 5 minutes of this movie, the end battle is a damn good one, and one that should be held up high. So with that being said, I am actually going to give Star Wars The Rise of the Skywalker a 5 out of 10. This movie is kind of messy. As a matter of fact, it's real messy. I can see kernels of what they wanted to do, not just in this movie, but throughout the entire 3 movies, if J.J. Abrams would have just stuck with this. He chose not to, and because of that, there is a middle section to this trilogy that they kind of had to excise, and that makes this movie very bloated, and there is no way that this could have been fulfilling with how they chose to cram this much stuff in this movie. So coming up next on the channel, I do have to review Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in 4K Ultra HD, along with Rambo Last Blood and Ad Astra in 4K Ultra HD. Also, if you guys are excited about that, comment down below. Let me know what you thought about those, along with what you thought about this movie. This is a very divisive movie, and I want to hear what everybody has to think about it. So comment down below. Make sure you do that. And if you like this video, subscribe, because I do this all the damn time. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. You guys are awesome. I don't even say it because you know it. And I will see all of you next time.